In the news this week, how WA farmers are affected over vegan activism as police laid charges.
Election campaigning begins as Scott Morrison and Bill Shorten claim they're the choice for Australia.
Additional funding has been committed by the state government on shark mitigation strategies.
And new stats showed hundreds of cyclists fined last year for not wearing a helmet.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Lung and Danielle Staniskov.
Good evening. As vegan activism gets out of hand, many farmers feel defenceless on their own properties against vicious protests. This week, police have charged 6 activists for taking a step too far. Pastoralists and Grazers Association president says the demonstrations has an effect on the farming industry. Taylor Hanna begins our coverage.
After trespassing onto a farmer's property and stealing livestock, 6 people have been charged in relation to taking their protests a step too far. WA Police said this will be a continuous focus going forward, with hopes charges being laid will deter others from committing similar acts.
Undoubtedly, people trespassing onto your land is concerning, without doubt, but we've been very clear with industry, and industry have been very receptive about the Calm the Farm message.
President of the Pastoralists and Grazers Association WA said it's time that these aggravated protests are being taken seriously, so the people are getting charged for the illegal things they're doing.
If you don't like something, everyone has the right to say they don't like it. No one has the right to ram their views down the throats of other people. And this has gone to the point where they're not just maintaining their own view on a given subject, they're trying to inflict that view on everybody else. Mr
Seabrook thinks stronger penalties need to be enforced to make them reconsider their aggressive activism. Taylor Hanna, WA Men News.
Scott Morrison and Bill Shorten have begun sweetening their promises, hitting the streets to win support for Australia's top job. With Election Day set for May 18, there are beliefs the opposition leader and Labor have the election in the bag. But there are beliefs Mr Morrison isn't done as PM. Nelson Liu with this report.
Prime Minister Scott Morrison has called the federal election.
It's a decision people can make about the future.
But there are concerns Australia's youth won't be benefiting.
We've seen distinctively that young voters have been left out.
5 weeks remain before polling day on May the 18th, with both the Liberal and Labor Party beginning their pitches around the country to gain votes for government. Mr Morrison has talked up stronger economic growth driving the nation if he's re-elected.
You will have the choice between a government that is delivering a strong economy and will continue to do so,
while Bill Shorten has planned a vision for a fair go for middle and working class Australians.
We will deliver more jobs, better health and education, take real action on climate change and renewable energy, and help push energy prices down.
While both parties have also been talking up jobs and training growth, political commentators claim young Australians won't be a focal point.
We're seeing, politics for older people, politics for established generations.
Experts say it won't be a close race to the Lodge.
The Labor Party is very well placed for this election.
Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
Shark mitigation strategies are still at the forefront of the Labor government's funding announcements, with an additional $8 million committed on top of the $4.7 million already funded. Keeping water users safe at iconic metropolitan WA beaches will mean increased surf life-saving WA helicopters, drones, beach and jet ski patrols from September to April for the next 2 years.
Your safety is primarily your responsibility. We ask you to make good decisions, but as a state government we're very happy to be providing this additional significant funding to Surf Lifesaving WA to play our part in keeping people safe when they go to the beach.
New figures from State Parliament detailed 746 cyclists being fined $50 for failing to wear a helmet last year. It also revealed only 10 infringements were issued to WA drivers who failed to comply with the 1 metre passing rule, in which the penalty is a $400 fine and 4 demerit points. Westcycle is concerned about a lack of proactive policing of the minimum distance laws. Mr Taylor said in relation to how many cyclists use our roads every week, the percentage receiving fines for not wearing helmets is very low at 0.1492%.
Over 500,000 people every week in WA ride a bike. So to put it in perspective, 750 people who are getting fined who are doing the wrong thing is a relatively small number.
Shoppers have been gripped by fear once again following a second rampage at the Coburn shopping centre. A 19-year-old man and 3 teenage girls were behaving violently on Wednesday night at the complex before being caught, with the man and the girl charged with assault and stealing. Police say the resources will be deployed as long as necessary to send a message that youth violence is unacceptable.
Behaviour is totally unacceptable. I think the community are outraged by the behaviour, as are the police, and as the officer in charge of the police station, I don't accept that type of behaviour, and I'll do everything within my power to make sure that we do something and send a strong message.
United States President Donald Trump says America needs to win in the competition of 5G during an address at the White House. He says building a high-speed broadband network improves the lives of 24 million Americans who live in regional areas. Although it's reported that he labelled the competitors as enemies, he did not specify who it was. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un expressed the possibility of a third summit with Donald Trump if both parties accept the negotiation conditions. According to North Korea's official news agency, the statement was made during the General Assembly. Despite saying his personal relations with Mr. Trump is good, he is not in a rush to meet with the US to reduce sanctions.
A landmark discovery has been made by a team of 200 scientists, with particular commendations to student Katie Bowman, the first ever photograph of a black hole. Located 55 million light years from Earth, the black hole has been determined to have a mass 6.5 billion times that of our Sun.
As an astrophysicist, this is a thrilling day for me. Black holes have captivated the imaginations of scientists and the public for decades. In fact, we've been studying black holes so long that sometimes it's easy to forget that none of us has actually seen one.
Many scientists have tried to get a picture. They finally managed to get one.
Yeah, it's an amazing breakthrough. And that's our weekly news and current affairs. You can catch up with all the latest news on our website and Facebook page.
We'll be back on the week after with special reports and feature interviews on ANZAC. We hope you join us then. Until then, thanks for being with us. Good night.
Take care.